my
Hello,
friend.
hello, my friend. Hello, all the friends on the other side. And today we'll touch on difficult, I would say, topic of spirituality. And the first question when Carlos actually proposed this topic, the first question of mine was like, well, but what is it exactly? What is spirituality? So, Carlos, I would love you to kind of give our listeners the first insight.
Thank you, my friend. What a honor. What a honor to be with all of you guys that are hearing to our incredible podcast. And yeah, today is a really interesting topic. Also, I say this at every episode, but all the topics we talk about are interesting. So, spirituality. This is a world, a word, a concept. It's a lot of things. But I think that the root of spirituality is the sense of belonging. We as humans have one characteristic that, everyone has it, and is we want to belong to something bigger than us. And this root is rooted also in our survival instincts. Thousands and thousands of years ago, for surviving, we had to belong to this, a stronger community so that we could have more things. So we developed that sense of belonging so that we can have this trust, this belief that everything is gonna go good, and then we have a sense of life. So I think that the world spirituality is rooted in this sense of belonging. Now, when we talk about spirituality, also comes the word religion. So spirituality is often also mixed with that word, with religion. There are a lot of types of religions. We know there are a lot of types. I'm not gonna start mentioning one by one. But an interesting thing also is that a lot of them have a lot of things in common, and also they have a lot of differences. So, what do you think, my friend?
It was interesting how you mentioned the feeling of belonging and how crucial it is truly. And in that sense, there is something I noticed myself throughout my life, how ingrained it is in our own spirit. Because I don't know if it happened ever to you, but sometimes you just see or feel that something happened to your very close friend or family member, or I don't know, you just suddenly feel that anxiety, or you just somehow figure it out that something's wrong, and then you call them or you meet them and you figure out that's true. Somehow you were able to feel it even though you are far away, or you it's something unexpected and you didn't predict that to happen. But there is some sort of connection on the other level, on some spiritual level, that gives us that sense and that ability to care for each other so deeply that even when we don't our consciousness doesn't know about what exactly happened, our spirit is aware. And I think that's something that this feeling of belonging developed, and that's how deep it went into our own processes, that we developed such things. And that's incredible. That's, I mean, I have caught myself a couple times throughout my life in such, feelings. And I always was wondering, how did it happen? How this connection is above any, reasonable.
That's incredible. And based on what you said, I had one study. I know that maybe you won't believe it, maybe our audience won't believe it, but it's actually a really famous study that one guy, his name is Jacobo Greenberg, did. And his theory basically was that all our minds are connected. Your mind is connected with my mind, with your family mind. Every mind is connected. And how did he prove that? He put two persons, one in one room, separate from each other, the other in another room, and he told this guy and this guy, he told this guy to think incredibly focus in the other guy. And he asked the other guy the same, to focus just in the other person. Obviously, I'm explaining it in a non-specific way. Maybe, yeah.
Not scientifically.
Exactly, not scientifically. But what he proved is that somehow when this person was thinking about the other person, and when the other person was thinking about the other person, their mind waves started to align and they became really close. That's incredible. There are a lot of experiments such as that. Maybe they're crazy, yeah. Maybe one day we're gonna discover that actually we're interconnected. But what I want to say is that personally, I also think that more than body, more than mind, we are also spirit. We are also something else that we cannot see, we can barely perceive, and in some term, the term spirituality, I think, leads to how can we be in well-being with our spirit. Our spirit, for me, in this moment, is also something that could be bad, could be good, could be disrupted, could be improved in a lot of ways. And there are a lot of theories also that says that there are people with a bad spirit or there are people with a good spirit. So I think that keeping this spirit, this soul that everyone has, and manage it in a good way is also how we can use spirituality.
Yeah, I just now I got that thought. Well, if we are in such a loose control of this substance of spirit of ours. My question is, how much of it is us and how much is it independent from us at the same time? Because even though I understand that some of it is indeed in our control, at least partially, and we can improve it, we can, listen to it in some sense. But also, it's so wildly unknown for us, and we still, and I mean every religion and every theory in some sense tries to put it in a perspective. However, at the same time, it's such a personal thing to us, and we don't know so much about it, even though it's the closest we have, that the question truly is how much of it is up to us to know and explore, and how much is it independent from us in some sense.
Yeah. And my question is basically, now that you said that it is so wildly unknown, now I think, why is it so wildly unknown? Why we haven't studied our soul, our spirit, as we study physics, or as we study science, or as we study all that things? Sometimes I question myself and I say, maybe we fear about the incredible power that this spirit has. It's incredible.
I think I know why. I think it's because spirit is the most we have as people. It's like whenever I encounter someone for the first time, I'm ready to tell them my thoughts. I'm ready to tell them my ideas, my emotions and feelings, my curiosity. But to give them my spirit, that's the last I have. That's the most I reserved. There is no after this. And that's where the deepest connection comes. Without that, without that connection, would barely be people. That's how important it is. That's what makes us.
Yeah.
It's our mind, but it's also our spirit. And without spirit, there would be no mind. We would never wonder.
Yeah.
We would never even. We would think, but we wouldn't be self-aware. We would not know about ourselves. That's what I think. That's why it's so hard to study. It's the most personal we have. And at the same time, so scary.
That's incredible.
That's
my
our
friend.
spirit, my friend.
Yeah, but I still have many questions about it. When did this sense of spirit appear, and why to us humans? Why can we be kind of aware that we have kind of a spirit? Why?
How did we came here?
Yeah,
Right? How did we
appear
actually
here?
figure out that we have spirit, right?
Yeah,
And where the spirit came from? Because it's somewhat independent from mind, and at the same time independent from heart. It's something third.
yeah,
And the question is, well, how did it come along?
exactly.
And my friend, even though I will go and study physics, you might be able to, really put your energy into this. And I think it's an incredibly interesting possibility for some sort of research.
It's
And
incredible.
it's up to you, man.
It's up to everyone.
Exactly. It's up to our listeners to explore and wonder about the spirit and maybe study it in some sense. Definitely not being afraid of spirituality.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Like gentlemen, of course.